Hi YouTube, welcome to one of my videos. Today I'm going to do a video relating to the true cost of wood turning bowls, and this is to do with the way I make bowls and turn them on the lathe. But I've had requests from several people that would like to buy my bowls, and to be honest, I don't sell them. I've had one lady, she wanted 10 bowls making for her family, and a few YouTubers have asked for bowls, where they can buy them. So I thought I'd do a video of the true cost. Now, one of the issues I have is I've only got a small lathe, so I'm limited to the diameter of the wood I can turn, and this is about an 8-inch. Now the price of these wood blanks for wood turning, I buy a mixed size and box, and it's about £42–43 for 10, and it roughly averages out, say, £4 for a blank. So that's, whether it's that size or that size, the average is £4. Okay, so that's the first initial cost. The second cost is labour, but I don't go into that too much detail. But it takes me about between 2 hours and 3 hours to turn the wood on the lathe, and the reason why it takes so long is I can only do it in 1 hour stints, because the electric motor on the lathe I have gets that hot, I have to leave it to cool off. So just going back to that, it's between 2 and 3 hours, and then I've got to varnish it or treat the wood and sand it and everything else. Now then, if I need, this one's took me an hour so far to get it to that stage, and I'm putting in a fancy line around the edge, or two fancy lines. I've turned it down with a lathe, and I'm putting into this turquoise blue milliput. Now this is almost £5. So this bowl, with a milliput putting in and two fancy rings, is up to £10 already. Now to put the milliput into that, it's like an epoxy. You mix it 2-part, and you have to wear gloves, disposable gloves. So you have the cost of 2 disposable gloves just to get that in there. When it's the milliput's put in, it then has to be put back on the lathe and turned again, and this goes down to a nice neat groove of milliput. Then there's the treatment of the wood. Now it's got to be sanded down as much as possible, and any little imperfections filled in on the wood, and then it needs to be treated. Now if it's for food, you have to use Danish oil or something that is food safe to use. You shouldn't use yacht varnish. If it's ornamental and just for trinkets, I tend to use yacht varnish. Now yacht varnish is reasonably cheap. You can buy a large tin for about £7. But if you're talking about Danish oil, you could spend up to £30 for a tin of this size. It does go a long way. This wasn't that price, but you can pay up to £30. And again, you need to apply 3 coats of varnish or Danish oil at least. And again, you need another set of gloves, and you need disposable sponges to apply it, because if it's Danish oil, any cloths or things you've used can self-combust if not disposed of correctly. So for me to make a bowl of this size, with bits of sandpaper used, materials, finishes, polishing, disposable gloves, you're looking at what, you're looking at about £10 to start with, 15. You're probably I'd estimate you're probably looking at 12 to £15 in money to make a bowl. Now then, for me to sell that, people wouldn't buy it. You know, I would look at probably £20 for that bowl, and then you've got postage. And to be perfectly honest, who's going to pay that for a wooden bowl? You know, although it's hand turned by myself on a not a hand lathe, it's hand turned on a lathe which is driven by an electric motor. There's no point in me making them for people because I don't think people would buy them. And I'll show you some examples on my phone of how low cost bowls are. Now then, I've got eBay up at the moment and I've just searched on wooden bowls, and there's a set of stacking wooden bowls, £3 for 4. Wooden teak dish, £12.99. Wooden bowl, perfect bowls for snacks, nuts, chips, 4 inches, £7. Wooden teak serving bowl, £6, £2.90 postage. £11.99. £2 for a small wooden bowl. Round woven fruit bowl, £5. Round woven wood bowl, £5. Vintage wooden bowls, handmade, second hand, £12. Vintage rustic wooden bowls, £6. £3.99, £10, £8, £6, 99p. Set of 3, £7.79. Pair of teak, £14. £2.40. £5. £6 for this hand turn wooden one. £5. You know, I just cannot do it for the price I think people will want to pay. If I get the wood for nothing from the woods, then it's green wood, and then firstly I've got to find it in the woods, I've got to cut it, I've then got to centre it and remove the bark if necessary, and I have done bowls, and these here, they're scrap wood that come out of the woods, you know, fallen branches and things like that. I do make them, and I do try and make, you know, recycle wood where possible. These are some bowls that I actually bought. So these, sorry, they're full of crumbs because we've been using them. These are bowls I made, and that wood was £4 for the blank, and they're what, that size. So it's really not worth my while, and people are not going to pay the prices that I'd want for the bowls. Now, as well as making bowls, I also make other things from wood, and I do make chairs, and this is a rustic chair I made. It's made from hazel, and we've sort of weaved, I think, the backs and the bottoms, and I've got 4 chairs I've made. And this one has got the armrests, and so is this one over here, you can see that. And these are made from coppiced wood that I gathered in the woods and chopped down myself. And as a woodland volunteer, and we use these, we've made these a while now. Yeah, I've got 2 with have armrests, and the 2 up in the bedroom don't have armrests. And people have asked me if I can make these as well for them, and again I said no. That's the other one there, sitting there. I also made these tables years and years ago, probably 15, 20 years ago, something like that. There's a table there, stacking tables, and that's the other one I made. That's using purchased wood. It's before I got into being a woodland volunteer. The other thing I make is stools. These again, they're a very simple design. They're made from hazel that's been coppiced and chopped down by myself, and these have been done a few years now, probably 3-4 years I made these. Very, very simple design, very, very sturdy. You could sit on them, they're footstools. They do split, you know, because it's green wood when I start. I do season some of them, and I weave this top section, and I think this is jute, and the string, natural material, and I think that's sisal. Oh, sorry, my memory's not very good. I made these as well, and I think Jane weaved this one. Yeah, I make all sorts of things. I've made wardrobes in the past, kitchen cupboards, all sorts of stuff. Oh yes, that's the other table, part of the stacking, so there's 3 tables. So that's it with some of the woodworking I do. So thanks for watching, please subscribe and like. George sitting on a bench called Bye for Now. Bye-bye.